Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
First responders in Yankton were kept busy over the weekend with 3 incidents within 24 hours. The Yankton Fire Department says one happened in the 1300 block of Pennsylvania Avenue at around 11 o'clock Saturday morning. Crews arriving on scene found a car engulfed in flames. Officials say it's a total loss. 2 other cars were also damaged. The cause of the fire is under investigation.
Then around 11 minutes later, crews were called to an area northwest of Yankton for a silo fire. The silo hadn't been used in around 2 years and had silage inside. Officials suspect the fire was burning inside a few days before it showed. Westerville Fire was called in to help. Firefighters were on scene for around 3 hours.
A first responder in Spink County found himself in a unique position responding to a crash over the weekend. The Redfield Fire Department posted this picture of the incident to its Facebook page. You can see the pickup rolled over and ended up on its roof in water.
Crews can also be seen using a ladder as a bridge to get to the pickup. One firefighter had to lean over to plug the gas cap with his hands. We have reached out for more information and are waiting to hear back. Stay with KELOLAND News on air and online for updates as they become available.
Police in Rapid City are asking for the public's help in finding a missing boy. 13-year-old Herbert Big Crow III was last seen in the 1700 block of East Highway 44.
He was wearing a black sweatshirt, black joggers, and red sandals. If you have any information on where he may be, you are asked to call police.
Now let's send it over to meteorologist Brian Karstens for a check on this morning's weather. Some storms making their way across KELOLAND throughout the morning, Brian.
Yeah, these storms have been hail producers at times. In particular, here after 7 o'clock this morning, the storms around Canby, Minnesota, producing up to baseball-size hail and really strong weather. You can see where that is as of about a quarter after 7. So bottom line is, it's been busy. Now, Sioux Falls has missed most of that, and now a warm day is ahead. We're going to take a look at that and your complete forecast coming up.
Thanks, Brian. New bison calves can be found running across the prairie at Blue Mound State Park.
That's because calving season has been underway since the end of April. Park managers say the calving process comes naturally to the bison, and the cows do not require assistance from the staff.
Well, we really don't have to do anything during calving season. The bison females, do the calving. We can expect about 30 calves, and we don't have any part of what they're doing out there.
While they aren't sure of the exact time the bison were bred, they expect to be done calving by the middle of June.
More progress is being made on the Diverging Diamond project in western Sioux Falls. Starting today, Marion Road will be closed between 41st and 44th Street.
The closure will last around 3 weeks. Drivers should consider using Sertoma or Louise Avenue as alternate routes.
Sioux Falls residents may want to keep an eye on the sky this afternoon. A B-25 bomber will land in the city at around 3:30. KELOLAND News will be there when it touches down.
The relic from World War II is making the trip to help promote flights taking place all across South Dakota, leading up to the air show at Ellsworth Air Force Base. We'll give you a close-up look at the B-25 tonight on KELOLAND News.
Last week, the Great Plains Athletic Conference softball tournament was held in Fremont, Nebraska. On Saturday, Mount Marty met Midland in the championship series. Midland took Game 1 of the best-of-3 series.
But it was all Mount Marty the rest of the way, winning Games 2 and 3 to win the series 2-1. That night, the Lancers returned to Yankton and received an escort from the Yankton Police and Yankton Fire Departments. Mount Marty will now get set for the NAIA softball tournament, slated for May 16th through the 18th.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, well, weather it is. You can see our severe thunderstorm watch from earlier this morning has been allowed to expire. And now watching the last of the storms kind of exiting northeast KELOLAND. That's kind of the story now. The wind is taking over. We're adding up the amount of moisture with these thunderstorms. The numbers, of course, as you would expect, just depend on the storm tracks. But some 1-inch plus numbers are out there. Around Faith, Phillip, pretty heavy rain. Pine Ridge, almost an inch of rain there. It's a little more hit and miss from Mitchell to Chamberlain, some strips of moisture. And in and around Beetle County, I know that shows only 2/10 at the airport, but it's been much higher in parts of Huron. Even Aberdeen's had well over an inch of rain this morning. And, of course, I just mentioned before, those big storms northeast of Brookings, some really large hail, unfortunately, with some of that. Well, the end result today, we're close to 90 this afternoon for a high in Spencer, Iowa. Low 80s, Sioux Falls. Don't forget about all the strong wind out of the south-southwest today. That'll really be blowing in there in Watertown, probably 50 plus. Just plain wind. Now, we do see a couple of lighter hits of moisture around Rapid City this evening, but that should dissipate overnight tonight. So the story for tomorrow, pretty quiet. You know, really pleasant weather. You should be outside if you can be, as we are looking at sunshine and highs here in the mid-70s, Sioux Falls. I think probably closer to 80 near Yankton. By Wednesday, well, the weather's changing again, and we're going to start to heat up. We'll start to look at storm chances developing as well. 82 Sioux Falls today. Your 7-day forecast features the first chance of severe weather again reoccurring Wednesday. There it is on the weather maps. You can see also as we go into Thursday another risk. That could be fairly expansive across the northern plains. So obviously you'll want to make sure you're weather aware as we get into midweek. Temperatures will be hottest on Wednesday and Thursday. Sioux Falls will be between 85 and 90. Then we're going to start the cooling process Friday into the weekend. Not drastic right away, but I already can tell you pretty good signals we're going to actually be below average next week. Yep, we're not going to stay this warm forever, are we? It's May after all. Aberdeen, a big warm up. I would watch those storm chances Wednesday and Thursday. That could easily include those of you in the Northeast. Probably Pierre as well. There will be some thunderstorm activities. So, you know, from a moisture perspective, it's been a good pattern for some of you to pick up some rain that have been the driest areas of South Dakota. And I would argue, too, Rapid City will probably get in on some more rain, especially by Thursday. Check out details with our weather update at KELOLAND.com.